Welcome, my dear students. This is Dr. Osama, and this is the first lecture in human resource management, the first lecture. Today, we are going to talk about the human resource management, the definition of the human resource management, and the jobs of the human resource management. Let me share the screen and let us go to see what we have here. Like you see now, human resource management, the main duties of the human resource management are conducting job analysis, making the job analysis, planning labor needs, the labor needs planning with the quantity and the quality which any organization needs, and the recruiting job candidates and getting those jobs, these people from external and internal for external and internal positions. Selecting job candidates also. This is one of the jobs, selecting job candidates, selecting among them, selecting the best person to fit for the job, orienting and training. And after we select the person, the human resource management's rule is to orient him to work and train him for the new job. Then managing the wages and salaries and the compensation, incentives, motives, and resign and retirement plan. So all those are the works which goes in within the human resource management. Uh, this is what I was talking about, the incentives and benefits, so appraising performance, like evaluating the performance of the human resource management persons who are working, and communicating, helping people within the organization to communicate with each other, training employees and developing managers, this as well. And just to know from the start itself that training is a continuous process, building employees' relations and engagement as well. So those are the jobs of the human resource management. So if I ask you a question as this, define the aspects of human resource management. Do you think there is a relationship between management functions and the human resource management? Give reason. Of course, there is a big relation between the human resource management and the other jobs. The functions of the functions of management in general, it's why do we exist as organization? Any organization exists for many reasons. The first one is for marketing and for producing. And so those are the jobs of the management or the any entity or any business entity is to production, is to marketing, is staffing, means care about the people, which is the core job of the human resource management. Why it is this human resource management is important to all managers? Because it's very important, because without this job, how you will get the people together, how they will work together, uh, how they will do the job done, how the job will be done. So without HRM, human resource management in any organization, do not expect that this organization or this company will do well, either in the short run or in the long run. There are some personal mistakes, like employee do not doing their best. Hiring is wrong. You hired wrong. High turnover. What is the turnover? Turnover, by meaning of the turnover, we means that the people are rapidly changing in any organization, and this is very bad. Like people quit the job so quickly, they don't long last in this company. That means maybe there are high levels of conflict. Peoples are not like working like all together, like with spirit de corps, or they are not like cooperating. Maybe there is stress, maybe uh, some of the workers feel like they are treated unequality. All these things makes high turnover, or the pays are low, or no motives. Things like that will let the people leave the organization or the company and go and look for work in another company. Legal ramifications from discriminatory, that's what I was talking about just now, action, unsafe company practices, lack of training, and unfair labor practices. So this is why these are the problems of the human resource management. Why do we study the human resource management? Uh, there's a, without the human resource management in general, companies cannot exist and cannot long last because it is like the link pin which is connecting all the people all together in the same company. This is the main job of the human resource management. It's a survival need for any company to keep them. Uh, we have like recruiting and interviewing and selecting and training. This is the aspects of the line and the stuff of the human resource management. They are recruiting people, they are interviewing people, they are selecting trainers, selecting the people and training them. We have to just distinct between two types of authority inside any organization. That's our, we call them the line authority and the staff authority. The line authority, it comes, its drive its power from the organizational structure within the organization, and they have the right to give orders, and they have the right to expect to obey these orders. The orders is belong to the job. The orders are belong to the job. So this is the meaning of the line authority. How about the staff authority? The staff authority gives managers the right to advise. So here in the line, the right to order, look at this, the line to order, and the staff to just advise. So they don't have a legal power of commitment like this. You don't have to obey the staff authority here, but it's the power of advice because of their own experience. So that's what you're doing. Uh, yeah. Also, one of the main rules of the HRM is right putting the right person in the right place, starting new employees in the organization, training employees for new jobs, improving job performance as well, and gaining cooperation and developing smooth relationship between the workers in the same organization. So those are the main jobs of the human resource and the main responsibilities. Without those jobs, any company will not be able to survive, will never be able to survive. Uh, Also, the human resource management responsibilities, including interpreting the policies and the procedures of any company. How is the procedures going like? And controlling labor's costs as well. So they are trying because they are selecting the best people to work. So that means will reduce the cost and maximize the profits. This is in general. Developing the abilities of each person. So one of the main core jobs of the human resource is to develop the abilities of each person through the training process, through working on the training process. This will be good for the abilities of the employers as well. So this is another point. Also, creating and maintaining departmental morale. The human resource management is responsible about making a good climate, work climate, good work weather within inside the organization. It's trying to less the conflict level in between the members of any. organization. And this is one of the most important rules for the human resource management. Protecting employees' health and physical condition. Yes, like as example, the risk and hazards to just aware the people about the risk at work, the hazards, if any, how to protect themselves, how to keep themselves safe. So all those are jobs of the human resource management. Within the human resource department, we will find there are recruiters who are looking for workers who the recruiters know the company's needs of the manpower in quantity and quality. Quantity, like as example, I need 3 engineers, and the quality of them, they have 10 experience in the IT, information technology. So recruiting the persons, the right persons, and they are representatives for the company as well. They also making the job analysis, and we will come to know what the meaning of the job analysis. They also including within the human resource department compensation managers, those managers who are responsible about the pays, the employees pays, the wages, talking with argue with unions. um, this is all the work of the human resource department. Training specialists, and I said before that, that training is something, is a continuous process. It never stops because always there must be training. Labor relations specialist, and this is another point. There must be a labor relation, or by meaning negotiators, by other meaning negotiators between the laborers of the company themselves and the labor unions outside for bargaining regarding the pays, regarding the wages, regarding the problems, all the other problems of the workers and the workers' conditions at any organization. We have new aspects, maybe due to the globalization, corporate human resource team, embedded human resource team, and centers of expertise. Today, in this today's world, comes to the surface very important trends about the human, about the uh, things that's very important to know about the human resource management. The workforce diversity trends. Now the whole world, there's nothing is called separated or isolated country. Most of the countries are having receiving as a host, receiving workers from other companies. All the multinational companies which is working in somewhere in the world, they have a lot of diversity of people who are carrying their own cultures. So we have diversity of cultures, and we have also technology, high speed rate of technology. And we have the globalization, which means that the world became like a small, the world became like a small village. You know everything, whatever happened in the whole world, in any place in the world, before you smell the food which comes to you from your neighbor's house. So this we call it globalization, and it's also a kind of challenging for the human resource management. Economic and workforce projections also, and what's happening in the economic, whether there is a recession or inflation or uh, any certain or like as there's a fall down, or like nowadays in the COVID days. Now we all working from home because of the COVID. Those are all new challenges for the human resource management. So this implies some consequences on the human resource management job, which are like human and performance, the sustainability, the employee engagement, and the philosophy of the human resource management. Did it change or no? Of course, with all these new restraints and variables that's affecting the job of human resource in general, of course, there must be updated new philosophy for the human resource managers to cope up with all these external challenges and power and forces. Uh, the change should be also in the human resource strategy and the human resource management and the competencies also, how it work, the integrity of this department depend on what all this change due to changes in the external environment. Uh, the managerial skills are very important for human resource manager, especially the conceptual skills. And the conceptual skills means the ability to think and to make rational, RATIONAL, rational decisions at work. Nowadays, especially, the focus is more about the ethics, management and ethics. So also the human resource must care and focus about the code of ethics and code of conduct and all the ethics issues inside organization, fighting the harassments, moving towards equality, no discrimination between workers, all are the same. That's the jobs today of the human resource management. Uh, there are problems, as example, in the external environment, which increase the importance of the human resource management, and especially regarding the recruiting process. As example, there is a high level or low level of unemployment rate. This affects uh, if there is a slow growing labor force or no. And the labor force also, how far they are skilled. Are they are very skilled or non-skilled or mild skilled? Also, aging population. In this plays a big role also. As some countries, the birth rate is almost zero. So how are how will the human resource management get their needs of the manpower with quantity and quality in these conditions? Like, I mean, no enough persons or no enough individuals who are very qualified to have the job or to get the job. Uh, that's what we were talking about. So I I came here today. So the function of the human resource management in general is it's a department inside the organization responsible for planning for the manpower needed recruiting the right persons in the right time with the right qualities, then training this person after selecting them and hiring them, training them, then giving them the compensation, the pays, the wages, and motivating them. Then the human resource is responsible partially about the methods of the communication inside the organization, trying to make this communication effective as much as possible. Then it's also the rule of the human resource management is to represent the organization on behalf of the workers in any struggle with the unions. And also the programs of the pension and the retirement, all this is settled and managed by human resource organization. So we consider it's a very important part of the organization and it's independent now. Before this may be in the past, it used to be belong to any other with any other department. As example, a manager should be a manager of production department and human resource department. But nowadays, with the challenges which we saw, like the globalization and diversity and etc. and so on, this makes it very important to be independent department inside the organizations itself. Thank you so much for listening and see you in the next video. Bye bye.